2 videos in 2 days. I spoil you. Right, we're back again. Got some science fiction paperbacks for USF fans. They're not a great amount, but there's a couple of interesting items in there. So I thought I'll give you a look before I put them into the bookshelves. Right, now sometimes I congratulate myself on picking up something really nice from eBay at a very nice price. And such is the case with this one. Forever Machine, Mark Clifton and Frank Riley. Now this was the second book to win the Hugo Award in 1955, I believe it was. After Alfred Bester's Demolished Man in 53, there was no award in 54 as I remember. Now this book, not the easiest thing to find in ordinary paperback at a decent price, but it came in that little envelope there. Now what it is, it's a Galaxy novel. These were numbered. This is number 35. They were distributed here, as you can see from the price tag, but this is in remarkably good. I mean, I've never seen a paperback from that era in such nice quality. There's a little slope on the spine there, but nothing major, and there's a couple of little marks on the bottom there, which again, you know, is nothing major for a book of this age. This is actually, I don't know if I mentioned earlier, this is 1958. So it's, you know, very, very, very old. And I was very pleased with that because, I mean, typically a book like that would cost you, getting on towards 20 quid, 18 maybe. And the chap I bought it off wanted 18 for it, and I managed to barter him down to 12 quid, which I thought was a terrific price for something like this in this condition. I mean, I have a 1953 one, very, very similar. It's battered, you know, because so many people have read it. And the thing about these is the paper and the covers are not quite as robust as the paperbacks you would get today. So yeah, I mean, the other interesting thing about this is it's got a cover by Wally Wood, who was a very famous artist of the 50s in particular. He did a lot of work for EC Comics, the horror people, and latterly he worked for both Marvel and DC, but yeah, the very, very well respected illustrator Wally Wood, and yeah, it's nice to have. I can get it back in without absolutely wrecking it. It's nice to have an old. Right, I'll tell you what. Yeah, that's very clever, Kenneth. Tell you what, we'll stick that back in this bag later on so I don't ruin what is a very nice copy. Okay, now there's not so many vintage in amongst this lot because I bought a lot off eBay. Well, a lot, it wasn't that many, off eBay, which were mainly 80s, which I consider just outside the vintage category. But I did buy these online. Now I have almost a complete collection of these up to about number 20. Then I need to bulk out the collection after that. There's a new writings in SF that were quite regular. I think these are started in the 60s, and this particular one is it's a first paperback, 1966. That's number 5. I have 6 onwards, 6 to 20 complete. So That was number 5. I had number 3, I think. So that's number 4. Again from middle 60s. All in nice condition, I have to say, for their age. And that is the very first. Although it has a different style of cover, it is, as far as I know, it's the first British paperback, 1964. So that's when the series began. So the only one I need is number 2, and then I just have to concentrate on the later ones, which is good. Okay, now these are the more, well, contemporary in my eyes. I mean, they're not that contemporary, but as I say, they come after the vintage. David Brin, I think he won a Hugo Award in the 90s sometime. This is a book of short stories, The River of Time. It has about 9, I think, short stories in, and this is actually an English Bantam. Normally Bantam books would be American, but this was an English Bantam, and it has the English price on the back there. I wasn't actually aware that the Bantam did a UK edition. I know that they had an edition that had the UK price stamp on it, but I didn't know they actually did a UK edition as such. And this is first paperback, 1987. Nice cover. So, yeah, and then this one here is No Man's Land by D.G. Compton. He wrote quite a lot of science fiction. Now this is a Gollancz paperback. It's covers are very sort of thick. It actually says, I can't understand this one, it actually says in there, you can see, damaged copy, but I've looked it over and I can't see any damage on it, whether they consider where somebody's, was obviously read it damaged, but I certainly don't. Whether they consider a broken spine damaged, as I say, I don't. As I've said many times in the past, I like the idea that that these books have been read. There is, just as an aside, there is a very good site called the Outlaw Bookseller, if you're really interested in SF, particularly hardbacks. This chap's very, very knowledgeable. He's been a writer, publisher, and a collector, but he'll only collect sort of like near mint or mint copies, whereas I don't mind the dinks, if you like, the imperfections. And this particular one was published in 1993 by the look of it, and it looks to be a first UK edition, which is good. Right, now this is another interesting one. Leviathan's Deep by J.G. Carr. It's actually a woman. This is a pen name for a lady writer. And the interesting thing about this, as you can see, sorry, that's the wrong place. As you can see, I don't know if you can see there, is it too blurred? Anyway, it's Playboy Press. Now, in all the years I've been collecting and reading science fiction, I have to say this is the first Playboy Press book I've ever come across. Unfortunately, it has a little bit damage on the spine there, but otherwise it's in very good condition. And I looked on Goodreads, which is, sort of like the Bible for science fiction. You can even list your books there, which I do on a regular basis. And they don't even have a copy of this up. And, it's unusual for them to not have some reference to a copy. But yeah, so I don't know whether this is a scarce book or what. But as I say, I've never seen a Playboy press, didn't know it existed. And this was actually a first edition first UK paperback edition from 1980. So yeah, I was delighted with that one. Shame about a little bit damaged, but not to worry. Okay, this is Frederick Pohl, an author that I'm not that fussed about. Beyond the Blue Event Horizon. This is the sequel to, what was it, Gateway. You can see book 2 of the Heechee saga. I've not read Gateway, so I can't comment on that particular series. I think it won a Hugo Gateway, so it'll probably turn up in my Hugo Winners project that I've got going at the moment. But yeah, that's an Orbit book. Yeah, I mean, it's been well read. It's got the creases on back and front, but bit of spine wear. But as I say, nothing that would put me off. And that is a first UK paperback from 1982. Nice cover, nice book actually, nice design. Like it. Okay, then this is a very famous novel, Rite of Passage by Alexei Panshin. I've actually got this already, but I decided to keep this copy because it looks so nice, and I like these Methuen editions. I've got the Ace Science Fiction Special of this, but as I say, this is staying. As I say, Alexei Panshin's written a lot of good science fiction. I don't know if he's a Russian or foreign author whose work gets translated, but I might be getting mixed up with the Strugatskys, is it Strugatsky's brothers? Might be getting mixed up with them. Anyway, that's a first. Oh, sorry, it's a second printing from 1987, but a very nice cover. There's a nice feel about these Methuen books. So yeah, I like it. And then there's an author I don't have too many books of, Ian Watson. He was well thought of back in the 70s, early 80s. Did a lot of books that garnered a lot of praise. The Martian Inca, unusual cover, and this is another Gollancz. You can always tell the Gollancz by the Victor Gollancz SF on the spine there. And again, these are nice, nice sort of tight books, well-made paperbacks. I like anything that's feels good in the hands, and that one has a little bit of spine wear, but apart from that, in very nice condition. And that particular one was a first UK paperback, 1993. So obviously Ian Watson had a bit of staying power because I remember him from the 70s, I believe. And the last one I bought online was The Electric Forest by Tanith Lee. Hamlin, very nice cover. Yeah, I don't have too many Hamlin paperbacks, but I'm pleased to report that this is in the sort of condition you would probably buy it in the bookshop. It's got a little tiny crease in the corner there, but yeah, I mean, definitely near mint. I remember Tanith Lee did a lot of work for door books that I used to collect, and that I wish I could get back, but some of the prices on eBay are ridiculous. And this is a first. It looks like a proper first edition from 1983, because it doesn't mention a hardback. So that looks like a true first, which is nice in that condition. Okay, now, I don't know if any of you science fiction fans here are aware, but HMV have got this good deal where you can buy 2 science fiction masterworks for £7. I've got the complete Foundation series that they do, Isaac Asimov, and I've got the complete Robot series by Asimov. Because of that price, the vintage ones tend to be a bit pricey unless you can find them in a job lot, which I have found a couple. But so if you're a fan, nip down to your local HMV, because they have a lot of very good titles, a lot of award-winning books, of which this is one. The Left-Handed Darkness by Ursula Le Guin. I call it Ursula Le Guin, but a lot of people call it Ursula Le Guin for some reason. Who's right, I don't know. But that won the Hugo Award, and I'll be coming to it in my projects. Not an easy one to find online at a decent price. I'm still looking for the Ace Science Fiction Special edition of this, which is the last one I need to complete a set of the first series. But it's, even if you can find it, it's normally in the 30s, 30 quid's worth. So I'll have to wait for that one. But yeah, I mean, these are very nice editions, as I say, 2 for £7. You can't complain at all. Quite nice paperbacks. Of course, they're what they call, I think it's B format. They're larger than your normal paperback, as you can well see there. Yeah, so that was that one, and to go with that, for £7, I bought this tome, this massive tome. I think it's pronounced Vinci, Werner Vinci. Fire Upon the Deep. Now this won the Hugo Award as well. Look at the size of that. I've got to read that at some stage in my Hugo project, and oh man, that's going to take me a month to read. And I mean, originally that was £11. The Left-Handed Darkness, the Le Guin one, was £9. So you're talking 20 quid with the books for £7, which you can't complain about at all. They were the 2 I bought this week, and last week I splashed out on this very nice one. This is the 3rd and 4th books of the Books of the New Sun. I've got 1 and 2 in Timescape, which were the first first US paperbacks. But this contains the 3rd and the 4th book, so I've now got the full set. There again, it's another fairly hefty publication, and this one's actually £13 if you buy it on its own. So you're almost getting a 2 for half that price. But yeah, I was pleased with that one. And then to go with it, I did get the film tie-in, but gave it away to my daughter. Doing Android's Dream of Electric Sheep. You don't get this up on eBay very often. You never see it in job lots. I've got a lot of American paperbacks of Dick, but I never managed to pick this one up. Probably because he's very popular, and people are either hanging on to it or charging ridiculous prices for it. But you can get it in the Masterworks series for £3.50. Okay, folks. That's all I have to show you today. I'm not sure what's up next. Hopefully a pickups video. I've had a few bits and pieces that I've collected in the last month or 2. So yeah, probably be them, but I don't know when. Anyway, as usual, thanks for watching. Keep subscribing and keep sharing if you can, because it helps me out a lot. Okay, bye-bye now.